Assalamu alaikum students. In this video we will study about nucleotides. Nucleotides are basically living units which are synthesized by three main components such as phosphate group, 5 carbon sugar. Third component is nitrogenous bases. Second component, that is a 5 carbon sugar, is also known as pentose sugar. In the diagram we can see DNA nucleotide, which proves that a single nucleotide consists of pentose sugar at the center. Right here, a nitrogenous base is attached to this pentose sugar, whereas at the left side a phosphate group is also attached to the pentose sugar for the forming of a nucleotide. These nucleotides are repeating units of biopolymers that are known as nucleic acids. This nucleic acid consists of two types. The first one is DNA and the second is RNA. In other words, we can say that nucleotides are building blocks of DNA and RNA that belongs to the building material nucleic acid. Nucleic acid perform two very important functions that are as the first one is nucleotides carry genetic information. At the second number, they perform variety of some other functions such as translation, transcription and replication process. You can see the videos on transcription, translation and replication at my channel Muntazir Mehdi Science TV on YouTube. So before going to next detail, please subscribe my channel Muntazir Mehdi Science TV. Press the like button and share this lecture to your friends and classmates who have no access to it to add in their science education. May Allah bless you its reward. Now come back to our lecture. Nucleic acids are biopolymers. The word bio means they are synthesized in the biological system but not synthetically synthesized. Biopolymers are synthesized by repeating units known as monomers, which are nucleotides in this case. Now we have taken example. We have many different types of biopolymers such as carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are synthesized by repeating units which are called monosaccharides. Similarly, nucleic acid that present in living organisms synthesized by the repeating units called nucleotides. So the next important thing to discuss is nucleotide. This is the main diagram which will help us to understand the basic structure of a nucleotide. So this is the simple diagram that is explaining nucleotide structure. You can see a single nucleotide is made up of the phosphate group, the sugar and the nitrogenous base. These groups are attached to each other with the help of bonds. First bond is present here and the second bond is present between the pentose sugar and phosphate group right here, which we will discuss later. To understand the complete structure of nucleotide, firstly we try to imagine the structure of these groups one by one. First component is the sugar. Sugar present in the nucleotide is 5 carbon sugar. Some other types of sugars are also present in living organisms. Among them are 6 carbon sugars. Some important 6 carbon sugars are glucose, fructose and galactose. These 6 carbon sugars are called hexoses. The word hex means 6. Similarly, 5 carbon sugars are called pentoses. The word pent means 5. There are different types of pentoses in the living organisms, but two are very important that are present in the nucleotides of DNA and the nucleotides of RNA. These sugars are first is ribose and the second is deoxyribose. This is the simplified structure of sugar present in the nucleotide. If we compare this structure, the chemical structure of deoxyribose, that is the sugar of DNA on the left and ribose sugar on the right side, that is the sugar of RNA. Now we can see these structures clearly, but we focus on the upper sugar. In this upper sugar, carbon atoms are present on each of these corners, but last carbon is present on just outside the ring. We also have an oxygen atom at the central topmost position. We can also see in this diagram the carbon atoms are named from 1 to 5. in a clockwise direction. So the carbon atom next right to oxygen is called carbon 1. The next is carbon number 2 and the next is carbon number 3. Next is C4 and the lastly is carbon number 5 present just outside the ring. Different types of functional groups such as hydrogen groups and hydroxyl groups are also attached to this sugar. The most important of these functional groups which determines whether the sugar is ribose or deoxyribose are present at the carbon number 2. In the ribose sugar, we have the hydroxyl group that is attached to the carbon number 2. This is the chemical structure of ribose. If you compare this structure of ribose to the structure of deoxyribose that is present at the left side, only major difference is present at the carbon number 2. This carbon number 2 in deoxyribose contains only a hydrogen atom, not a hydroxyl group. So the resultant sugar is the deoxyribose, that is the sugar of DNA. In both of these diagrams, you can see the carbon number 2 in deoxyribose sugar contains only a hydrogen atom, whereas in the ribose sugar the carbon number 2 contains hydroxyl group. You can also tell this by the difference in their names, that the deoxyribose has the prefix called deoxy, which means the removal of oxygen. This resultant sugar deoxyribose is more stable as compared to the ribose sugar because of one less functional group. So it has been proved that ribose sugar contains hydroxyl group right here at the carbon number 2, that is different from deoxyribose sugar which contains hydrogen here at the carbon number 2 of deoxyribose sugar. It is the major difference between the two sugars. You can also remember this by the starting of DNA which starts with D. So the sugar is deoxyribose, and the RNA which starts with R. So the sugar is ribose. The next important group to study in nucleotide is phosphate, which is the entity right here. This phosphate group consists of phosphorus atom in the center to which 4 oxygen atoms are attached which are negatively charged. It is same to the phosphate group that is present in the adenosine triphosphate, the energy carrying molecule ATP in the living organisms. However, in ATP, we have 3 moles of phosphate which are attached to one another by high energy phosphodiester bonds. This phosphate is the polar molecule due to the presence of highly ionized oxygen atoms which impart negative charge to the phosphate group. Third important structure present in nucleotide is nitrogenous base. Nitrogenous bases are those molecules that basically contain nitrogen in varying amount, and also they act as a base. As you know that living organisms contain organic chemicals such as carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in varying amounts. In nitrogenous bases, nitrogen combines with all of these atoms to form ring-like structure. These molecules are chemically bases as they can donate electrons to other molecules to form new molecules. In this process, now we can have two different types of ring structures. First can be single ringed and the second are double ringed. The single ringed are pyrimidines and the double ringed are purines. There are 3 different types of pyrimidines such as the cytosine, the thymine and the uracil. On the other hand, there are 2 different types of purines such as the adenine and the guanine. Now you can see the chemical structure of nitrogenous bases. As you can see, the purines, which are double ring bases adenine and guanine. Due to the presence of double ring, the purines bases are larger as compared to the pyrimidines, the cytosine, the thymine and the uracil. All these pyrimidines are single ring structures and they are smaller as compared to purines. The difference in the sizes of these structures, that are the structures of bases, is very important as it helps to pair in the structure of DNA properly, which I have described in my lecture named Watson and Crick's DNA model. So now you know the individual structures which are present in a single nucleotide. Next we will look at how these individual structures are bound to each other to form a single nucleotide, and then we will look at how many nucleotides bind to each other to form a chain of nucleotides which is called a polynucleotide chain, which can be either DNA or RNA chain. So if we take a sugar and named just the important carbons here, which will be the carbon number 1 and the carbon number 5, and you can see at the carbon number 2 there is only a single hydrogen atom. This sugar will be a deoxyribose. Now to pair in this deoxyribose sugar with this pyrimidine ring, the bond formed will be between the N1 of the pyrimidine ring and carbon 1 of the pentose sugar. As it is a pyrimidine, so the binding of pentose sugar to the N1 of pyrimidine is same for cytosine, thymine and uracil. If you want to go into the detail about how these nitrogens are named, such as N1 and N3 and others, you can check the link in the description below for the IUPAC nomenclature of the aromatic compounds. Now this bond will be a glycosidic bond, which is a covalent bond that links carbohydrates to other structures. Now if we have to pair a purine at the similar position, the bond formed will be between the N9 of the purine. Now let's attach the phosphate. Phosphate group attaches the carbon 5 of the sugar, and the bond formed is the example of ester bond, which is also a strong covalent bond. So now you know how three structures in a single nucleotide bind to each other to form one nucleotide. Next, if we look at how many nucleotides bind to each other to form a chain of nucleotides, that is called a polynucleotide chain at this position. So you can see basically what happens when the phosphate group that attaches to carbon number 5 of the sugar below and also forms a bond with the carbon number 3rd of the sugar above, and this pattern is repeated again and again. So you can see the phosphate forms bond with the both above and below the sugars in the chain of these nucleotides. So as a result, a long chain of nucleotides is formed, which consists of sugar phosphate backbone at a side, and in the center we have all of these nitrogenous bases which project from the sugar phosphate backbone. Now this can be an example of RNA nucleotide if the sugar present is the ribose, as we know that in the case of ribose sugar at the second carbon there is present a hydroxyl group rather than hydrogen group present in deoxyribose of the DNA. By the removal of oxygen, the sugar will be deoxyribose, other than it will be only ribose sugar. Now if we take a similar strand of polynucleotides but run it in opposite direction, and this strand binds with the original strand through hydrogen bonds, the phosphate group of every nucleotide forms a bond with the above and below the sugar. Now here comes a rule of complementary base pairing. What complementary base pairing says that only adenine forms a base pair with the thymine by means of two hydrogen bonds, and guanine forms pair with cytosine by means of three hydrogen bonds. It is the universal rule that is applied in the structure of DNA. Adenine forms two hydrogen bonds with the thymine, and thymine also forms two hydrogen bonds with the adenine. In the similar case, guanine always forms three hydrogen bonds only with the cytosine, and vice versa. Now this is the basic structure of DNA molecule, and you can compare this with the step ladder structure of the DNA. You can see that the support of this ladder in the red color are basically representing the sugar phosphate backbone, and the rungs of the ladder basically represent nitrogenous bases that are attached to each other with the help of hydrogen bonds. Now the original structure of DNA of course is similar to the double helix. Now you can compare the double helix with the first two forms of DNA, where the helices of the structure represent the sugar phosphate backbone, and in the center we can see different nitrogenous bases which represent adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. that forms bond with each other. So this was an introductory video that is explaining the basic structure of nucleic acid, including nucleotides of DNA and RNA. In our subsequent videos, we will discuss about mutations, recombinant DNA technology, respiration, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and many other topics. So make sure to subscribe our channel for further upcoming videos and also like these videos. At the end, I will advise you keep your attention to your education. It doesn't only benefit you but your society, your family, and also your country. Thank you for watching this your video.